One of the things I do to help me fall asleep is to read technical books. And last night I was reading a book on analysis services, which is one of the underlying technologies below what we would call a Power BI semantic model. And I was reading about how Power BI processes data when you refresh it and how it moves data into what are called segments. Now, segments are basically little pieces or subsets that Power BI or analysis services breaks your data up into. In Power BI, semantic models stored in a small data set format will have segments of approximately 1 million rows, and Power BI semantic models stored in a large data set format will have segments of about 8 million rows. Now, segments are processed or created when the Power BI report is refreshed, and they're utilized by the Power BI report or analysis services in order to improve performance. Those small chunks that your larger data set is being broken up to essentially make it easier to return data faster. Now, the book that I was reading was talking about how you could reduce your compute utilization when Power BI was creating these segments or updating them by just simply changing the way your data was sorted. If you sorted your data first by the column with the lowest cardinality, all the way up to the column with the highest cardinality, the Power BI or the analysis service model would refresh a lot more efficiently. And low cardinality essentially means there's a very small number of unique values. High cardinality essentially means there's a very large number of unique values. And this got me thinking one, here's a potential YouTube video idea. But two, if that's true, I bet I could prove it out. So that's exactly what I did this Saturday morning. I started out by opening up ChatGPT and asked it to give me a Python script that would generate, and I said a 20 million row data set with one column with 1,000 unique values, the other column with 3,000 unique values, and the third column with 5,000 unique values. And I said that I wanted this data to be sorted randomly. I then took the code, popped it over into VS Code, and hit execute. But before I did that, I decided 20 million was probably too small, and we should maybe do 50 million. This quickly generated a CSV for me called large dataset unsorted. I then skedaddled back on over to ChatGPT and asked me to give it Python code to sort it. First by column one, then by column two, then by column three. And remember, column one for me has the lowest cardinality, and column three has the highest cardinality. So here I am sorting from low cardinality to high cardinality. I then repopped this back into VS Code and ran it, and now I have a CSV called sorted large data set. After that, we were off to the races. All I had to do was take that data and load it into Power Query and create two semantic models. One called refresh profile, I think, and the other called refresh profile sorted. I then published these on up to the Power BI service, and I was ready to start testing. Here is my blank data model. I'm not going to show you the other one because it's literally just a blank data model loading a CSV, but just know that one is loading the sorted CSV and the other is loading the unsorted CSV. And it's the same exact data. The only delta between the two of these is that one is sorted and the other is not sorted. And I published these on up to the Power BI service. Now, I still have a Fabric trial that magically keeps on getting extended, which means that I can use the XML8 endpoint to monitor the refresh using SQL Server Profile. Now, I learned how to do this from Chris Webb, who has an excellent blog where he essentially talks about how to monitor a data set's refresh and understand its bottlenecks. I understand probably only half of it, but the part that I got from it was that you could pull out the duration and the compute utilization out of the SQL profile to understand where your bottlenecks might be. I'll link that article down in the video description. Now, I am going from my personal computer up to the Power BI service. So, duration of a refresh is influenced by quite a few different things. Maybe the read write speed of my personal laptop. Maybe I was watching a YouTube video while my 50 million rows was updating on my home network and that slowed the network down. What all that means is that the duration column for me probably wasn't going to be super important because it was going to be influenced by a ton of additional external factors other than just, hey, the Power BI service is processing data. But what I could use was the CPU time. The CPU time in SQL Server Profiler essentially refers to the amount of time in milliseconds that the Power BI service in this case spent processing either the query or the request. So it's super useful because it tells us, hey, here's how much processing the service is having to do just to refresh my data set. And remember, these data sets or these two CSVs that are being loaded into these two semantic models are identical. The only difference is that they've been sorted. So when I'm hitting that refresh button, I'm essentially bringing the exact same data up to the service. So here's a quick example of what the SQL profiler was catching. I was just monitoring the command begin and the command end statements. You can tell the ones that have to do with the actual refresh because they contain the words refresh in them right here. So here you can see two different refreshes that I did. If you look right here, you can see that the refresh ended here in 289,826 milliseconds, but that its CPU time was 117,469 milliseconds. Same down here. So I refreshed each one of these semantic models three different times. As you can see, every single time the sorted data set used significantly less compute than the unsorted data set. And remember, this is the exact same data. The only difference is this one is sorted and this one is unsorted. So, what kind of conclusion should you take from this? Well, the refresh time of Power BI semantic models is a complex thing, but this would be one thing that you could try if you have a really long running model or a model that just won't refresh because it's hitting a compute bottleneck. You could just simply sort the data on the service or on the server that you're using before bringing it over into the Power BI service. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps. And please follow me on LinkedIn, which is linked down in the video description. Thanks for watching.